Hey there, this is Pierce Umloff with Jeep Jamboree, and you're listening to Trailhead.
So the real truth is, and this is depending on each individual agency. So the Forest Service is different, and the BLM is different. But the truth is that you can usually camp within 50 or 300 feet of the roadway, regardless of whether or not there's an established campsite there. So if you have a pop tent like you do, you've got a lot more options than you think you do.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Trailheads, and welcome to the Trailhead. Before the trails start today, we need to have a short safety meeting. Off-roading is an exhilarating but inherently risky sport. The insights and opinions that are shared by our hosts and any experts or guests on the podcast are intended to inform and inspire, not replace professional guidance. The Trailhead guests, partners, and any sponsors are not liable for any actions that you take based on what you hear. It is your responsibility to seek professional advice and make informed decisions, especially when attempting potentially dangerous activities. Always check current trail conditions and comply with local laws and regulations. Off-roading requires careful preparation and respect for safety, so ensure that you're well prepared before hitting the trails. And now that that's out of the way, buckle up and let the stories begin.
Welcome to the Trailhead, where trails start and stories unfold.
One, two, three.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Now here's JD.
Welcome, everybody. We are live, actually. I did hit the
welcome.
record button in the middle of that.
It's awesome.
So, yeah.
That was kind of good information that people might need.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're going to
totally.
Trail Hero.
Yeah, if you're going to Trail Hero, everything's booked. Sorry, everybody. It's all gone.
You're gonna have to camp.
You have to camp now.
You got to camp, and even then, you're probably going to be begging people. No, just kidding. You'll find something.
Well,
I'm sure.
I don't know if it was recorded or not, but go on Airbnb and just look every day because people are canceling, and that's
Same for hotels. Hotels.com actually, I think, doesn't include Airbnb or Vrbo or one of those two. Like it's, I think it's Vrbo. So if you search hotels.com, you get both of them. That's how I found the hotel that I ended up getting. So, and Pope and I will both tell you, check the dates of your booking before you hit submit. You may find that you booked more time than you need for this event,
or less time,
or less time. I think I booked it with too much time and knowing I was going to have to adjust it. So anyway.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's see here. What do we got going on today? How's everybody doing? I know.
Look at his mouth.
He was like on my lap earlier, kind of here. As I up up.
Oh, he'll do it. Yeah, he's there for it now. He's getting all kinds of love and attention.
Huge.
He's
so big. Oh my gosh. I love
You
him.
remember when I got him and I was like, this is my puppy.
Your head, his head was like, his head to his shoulder was what his whole body was. Oh my gosh.
I will have to go back and I need to do like the side-by-side clip for you so you can see the first show versus now.
Are you jealous?
Oh, Moose, do you need some
there it
screen
is.
time too, Moose?
No, he can't see the screen, so he's
One
not
more
huffing
time?
and puffing about everybody.
Moose, look.
Yeah.
There's a dog on there.
See the dog?
You see the dog? You see the dog on there?
Look, there's Ezra.
Does he care
Look
about
at the TV, there's a
television?
dog.
There's Ezra.
Oh, yeah, he usually watches
he
it.
cares.
Oh,
He
okay.
cares. Oh, sorry. He's going to see Ezra now. He saw Ezra on the TV, and now he's at the TV.
He's trying to find him.
Oh, no. I was just
That's amazing.
It's
One more.
best if he
One
doesn't
more.
know there's a dog
Oh.
on the TV.
Yeah, he'll start
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Hades goes ape shit. He goes absolutely ape shit for and four-legged, anything four-legged, honestly, and horses are pretty bad too.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
howls.
Oh my gosh, he's a bear. He's so cute.
Yep. And congratulations,
Cute.
you've officially trained him how to do that in the last hour now. Like that's
Yeah.
he's just
that was
doing
a
that.
mistake.
That was I'm sure that won't backfire at all. Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, no. He'll disappear here and there. It's fine.
That's
Is he
all
getting
right.
in the tent good?
I honestly haven't tried. We haven't been out since like the end of June. And it's so hot. I think I'm gonna try. Um, sorry, I don't know if you guys heard that or if that was just my headphones. I think we're gonna try later next week. The temps are gonna drop. The temps are gonna drop to like 106 supposedly.
Dropped to
So
106. That's what it was today when I was driving Misfit home from the shop.
sounds nice.
This is one time I can actually join you guys. It was almost 100 degrees here today. It was 99.
Wow.
Wow,
Josh,
that's hot there.
Josh said it was about 102 today where he was.
Yeah, he's a little
Gosh.
bit. He's about
In
1,000
Castle
feet
Rock?
lower than I am. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
That sounds
it's hot.
about right. Yeah. It
Yeah.
saved us for that today. No, I couldn't
Yeah,
even
it's
imagine
definitely
the guys
hot.
are out there.
Mhm.
Hades
Yeah.
barely likes it, and he's a single coat. But I know the
Yep.
German Shepherds are a little bit easier with it, but I can.
Mhm.
It's July.
Yeah, he does okay. He got his booties. He got his doggles. What else did we get you? He needed a new harness because he got bigger. His head tilting. Got you a glow harness because you're bigger. I don't know. He has all the stuff.
All the
I just got to
toys,
get you
'cause-
out, get you in a tent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
but yeah,
right.
no, we haven't tried the
Love
stairs.
it.
I bet he could do it. It's just gonna take some practice and training. It's just so hot outside.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it is so hot.
Yeah,
It's
even
where
jumping into
you-
the truck.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. You start making lists of things you need to do instead of actually doing them because you don't want to step into the garage. So
Yep.
Yeah, that's been my week has been ordering parts and scheduling out and stressing when I'm gonna install these. And I keep saying like today was supposed to be, I think today was supposed to be 106 and it's 111. So the temps keep like getting pushed and pushed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Do you have
I need to install things.
Do you have a garage? You have a garage, right?
I do, and it's shade, but I mean at this point out here, just the air is hot and it's
Gotcha.
just hot. It's just like
Yeah.
Have you ever
oven
done one
air
of
all
those
the time.
Have you ever done one of those cooler air conditioner things that's like a blower that goes over a cooler?
Swamp cooler.
Have you tried that?
Not really
I
a swamp
haven't-
cooler, but they're for overlanding and camping, where it's like a cooler with ice, but it blows air over
The ice.
the
Ooh.
ice or over condensers and stuff, and kind of
Oh.
keeps it cool. It can supposedly can lower the ambient temperature in a room by 35 degrees.
Yeah.
Huh.
The cheap way to do it is to take an old rectangular, like what a 60-liter cooler, and drop a couple of ice bags in it, and then you put some PVC pipes in it, and then force air through it, basically. So it's just
Oh, that makes
it's
sense.
an ice chest, literally.
Yeah, but they have these ones on. You've probably seen them on your social media feed.
They come through
And-
on my social media feed all the time.
And if
I'll
you
send it to
haven't,
you.
you will be
Okay.
seeing them.
Is it because you've been
Starting
looking for
tomorrow.
them, Randy?
No, they pop up and I'm like, if I was in Arizona, I would definitely have one of those. I mean, it's hot here, but I'm not outside right now.
But I was thinking, like, if I'm going camping in this weather, I want something to cool that tent back down, especially at night when I'm trying to sleep. But I wonder if you can. I wonder how much control you have. Like, all right, it's just on, and then you wake up in the middle of the night and it's 45 degrees in your tent.
That'd be nice.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'd be fine with it. I'll get in deeper into my tent. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
All right.
I've seen those like air conditioning things for tents, but I haven't looked into like the garage ones or the Ryobi ones or whatever. The like cooling fans. I don't know.
Now, a cooling
I haven't
fan,
looked.
I was out when we put this house together. I put in the backyard, I put just the lights that everybody has outside right now, the string lights.
Mhm.
And then I added the hose where you get the little sprayers. So I was outside today and it was almost 100 degrees and I was fine because it was misting on me all day with the light breeze. So if
That's
there's a
nice.
breeze, those things are awesome. I highly recommend. It'll do you real far. But I couldn't. If I lived in Arizona, I'd be in from now until October.
Mhm. Yep. That's how we live
Yeah.
here. It's the opposite of winter, or it's the same as winters in the like northern states. Yeah. You're just in.
Yeah. But to that end, I realized that I need to start wheeling outside of my area in the winter when my off season is there. So you got to come to Colorado more, and then you just got to get the hell out of Arizona because it's on fire.
Yep. Yep. Planning next month for sure.
All right. Good deal. And you still have your vehicle? You didn't break anything this week?
Nothing's broken. I haven't really driven it. It's so hot.
I mean, we kind of talked about it last week. Like, it's if you have an off-road vehicle of any kind, and having it out in this kind of heat is not good. I saw a lot of Instagram videos of cars on like California's 105 or I-5 or whatever the hell it is, just pulled over because just scores of people just pulled off to the side because it was too hot.
That's out here. Like when you drive on the highways or the freeways, the people that are pulled over are because they blew a tire or a tire shredded because it's so hot and they're not paying attention to their tires and like if they need new ones or not, and they're just shredded. And I always see like at least 8 people on the stretch of freeway that I drive.
Oof.
It's just normal.
It's not
take care of your tires,
it
people.
sucks, but yeah.
The summer is just on. I didn't think it was going to be this hot for the summer, but I guess here we are. Yeah.
I think we all died and went to hell. Like
it's entirely possible.
We've been in the bad place for a long time.
In the bed.
And it's probably because of things that we've said on the show. I mean, let's be honest about it. Yeah. All right.
We did it to ourselves.
Ask Randy how her Jeep is.
Randy, how's your Jeep? He did. He said it. It's his fault. Whatever happens now.
My Jeep is great. My Jeep is really, really good.
Okay.
We were gonna go out this weekend, but we're just cleaning everything up for Rubicon, and then last weekend was trailer weekend. That's more of an interest. But my Jeep is awesome. I love my Jeep. It's so good. I'm just tightening up.
We should definitely talk about trailer weekend and the viral reel with that accompanied it in a second.
Wait, which one?
Trailer weekend.
So we did last weekend. Oh, by the way, Misfit just came home from the shop. He's fine.
He's good.
Oh, okay, good deal.
Not much to report there.
No big issues, fines. Okay.
No, they just tightened a few things up. You loosen the shocks on him, and he feels so nice on the road. You just got to remember not to run it in off-road mode, which is like I usually run my King shocks at about 10 clicks to 15 clicks when I'm off-road.
Okay.
And that's just to absorb all the bounces and stuff like that. And sometimes in Sand Hollow, I go even a little higher than that. But it's just mainly those, like there's times in Sand Hollow or even on a lot of washboard roads where you start feeling like you're bouncing from side to side and you're shaking and my beer's spilling. And your beer's spilling. And you don't, and so if you increase the damping on your shocks, it'll make it so your beer doesn't spill.
Oh, okay, nice. I see.
Actually, it makes it so you don't have that side-to-side motion. It absorbs it, and it kind of just glides across it. The faster you go, the smoother it feels. And so that's basically what I always forget to undo when I get off the road, and I'm like, damn it feels like crap. But I abused this thing, and so there was one little thing that we had to fix with the tie rod boot. I destroyed it when I launched it off that rock. And
I can't imagine. I have a video I want to share tonight that I thought was you at first, and yeah.
Yeah. So we did a weekend where we rented a 35-foot gooseneck trailer and towed it around a parking lot, basically.
We don't know how to drive a trailer.
So I literally didn't know how to drive it.
People, like, it's so funny. Our reel is so ridiculous, like the comments we were getting.
Yeah, it's a good thing we didn't record the other parts of driving the trailer. They would have gone viral too, but we would have. It's kind of like when you're walking down the thing naked in the Game of Thrones and they're throwing shit at you. It's
No, it was funny. Like, I've never laughed so hard at comments.
Yeah.
He just turned him off because he couldn't stand, like,
They're starting to get personal. I mean, when it's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. You guys couldn't think past like your shackles need to be moved 1 inch forward. They were like, so the premise of this is that we did this trailer driver's ed with amongst ourselves, so we could learn how to back a trailer up. Something that large with a gooseneck, it's unwieldy if you've never done it before.
Okay, if just because you off-road doesn't mean you came out of the womb being able to drive a trailer.
Yeah.
Someone has to do it once. Like
you have to start somewhere,
you have
right?
to start
It's not
somewhere.
a small
and we
trailer
are-
that you guys have either.
No, we've done a 20-footer. We're fine with that. Like, but going from like a regular trailer that like is small to a 40
let's be honest, with the 20-footer, if we had to do anything that went backwards too much, we were fucked. We were pretty much trying to park it in places we could pull it straight forward and get back out again. And so we decided with this one we weren't going to have that luxury. That just we weren't going to be able to.
You're definitely
plan
going
ahead.
through all of the pull-throughs. Yes.
Yeah, and so we started learning how to back it up, and finally we can learn how to communicate with each other, and at the same time,
Day one, let me put this this way. Day one, we were driving to the Rubicon. Just so you all know, we were taking this trailer back. We were not doing this.
Yeah, Misfit and Jim were going to be driving across Nevada.
We were going to get them ready to be able to drive them and get back. And then we were like, okay, and then we'll just like pay AAA to bring it home if we have to at the lot. Like we were like, okay, that was our option.
Which would be around the same cost as renting the trailer for that many days.
Right. And so we were like, okay, let's like figure this out. So then day 2, we woke up and we had breakfast. We weren't hungry. We made sure we were fed and we had all of the things we needed, like water and sunscreen and stuff, because it's a heat wave also. And we watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to do this. And we saw a few different people. There was this couple that was funny. The YouTube was called How to Stay Married and Back Up a Trailer or something like that. And we were like, done. That's the video we need. So we watched this video and we went out and we practiced. And I was proud of us.
Yeah, I was too.
At the end of the day, we were able, like the first shot to try to get it into like a 90-degree parking spot. It took us like 35 minutes. And by the end of the day, we did it in 5 minutes within like a 16-foot parameter. And I knew how to tell him to do stuff. So I was proud, right?
Yep.
Like I could tell him, like, we were like trying to figure out like a half a turn of the wheel and different things like that. But I knew like, okay, if I had him turn passenger, the trailer's going to do this, and we could actually communicate. So I'm proud of us for that.
We learned how to get behind the trailer and push the trailer.
Right.
That was basically the concept I had to nail down. And then I kind of figured out where I want my butt to swing when I'm trying to turn the trailer one way or the other. And between those two things, I was able to gain control of the trailers and I was able to move it. So the first time we're trying to back into, just like, imagine a parking lot at a mall or an office that has like the 2 islands on each side and it's wide enough for 2 cars to go through. We're trying to back into that space, right? And so, my God, that took a long time. The first time took 35 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
And then the second time was like 15, and then it got progressively faster to where it became like a 5-minute process to go from the front of the building and back the trailer into the area and the parking that we wanted to kind of get it into.
And we didn't kill each other. I was really proud of us.
Yeah, and then when I had to return the trailer, I was actually able to put it where they wanted without telling them, "Oh yeah, could you guys do that for me?"
I mean, there is that. Do you want to? Should we share this video?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's see here.
And then we can tell you what the people were triggered by in this video.
It's so funny.
People are triggered by a lot.
Well, I was videoing it and I was going to send it to Jason because he was asking questions about the trailer. So he was asking about like the length or whatever.
All right.
So I don't put in anywhere in here that we rented this trailer or I mentioned that it's not ours.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are thinking you can just do whatever the hell you want with it. Anyway,
right, I know,
This one won't work. This is where we did this test. This is how close it is to closing with this open, but we probably wouldn't be able to get the other side closed with the tire. So to give you an idea, this is where the back of our tires are. This is how close Gem and Misfit are up here. They are touching. And
Touching tips.
then up here, he's literally as close to that as we possibly could have got him without him breaking a light or something. So if we could get that close, we could back it up and it'd be plenty of space. So 35 feet is a good amount if you have not one of these kind of drive-on setups. So we're learning. We're going to figure this out, though. But I
Yep.
feel better about it now that we know. Now we know.
Hmm.
We'll
So-
find a different trailer. Now we know.
So what we figure out in this process, like within 5 comments, someone points out
You can just mount up
that bar right there with a pole pin on it. You can actually pull
Oh yeah, I
that
see
off
this right here.
and
Yeah.
mount those steps in a more vertical position.
And we're
Now,
like, cool, done.
and that doesn't get all the way vertical on this trailer because that arm isn't long enough for whatever reason. I don't know if someone lost the one that was longer or however.
No, it doesn't come that way. You have to fix it to do it.
Yeah,
that way.
but
anyway,
that- But that arm will actually allow it to be folded in a much more vertical position where we can have the Jeep be straight up. What was funny is a lot of people assumed that we bought the trailer without learning how to use it, and we didn't. We rented it without learning how to use it.
That's a clear, distinct difference. Yes.
We're
Yeah.
going to learn on somebody.
We're gonna
else's
learn on
system.
somebody else's stuff. It
And
doesn't.
he's awesome, and he knew that that's what we were going out to do
Yeah.
that day.
And then people were really so a lot of people came up with the most helpful solutions where either you put a board underneath Jim's back tires
Pop her up a little
pop
bit.
her up a little bit, or you use your floor jack and jack her up a few inches and do the stuff with the trailer thing. And so those are also all valid options. What I thought was funny is a few people thought we would literally tow our Jeeps like that, where everything's touching.
Oh,
And-
Jesus. Yeah.
Like one guy said,
No.
"Oh, that's a real tongue-heavy setup you got there." And I'm like the thing is like we're just gonna close the
And then we have
rear of
5
the trailer.
feet,
then
so
we
we'll
have
like,
5
2
feet to put it on
for
there.
a foot. Like, we
Yeah.
had plenty of space.
And so then we had like a lot more room because we could back Jim all the way to the back of it and hang her butt off the back of that trailer.
Even if we wanted to.
If
but
we wanted to.
But we have
Yeah.
plenty of space. But the other thing that triggered them that is hysterical is our shackles.
Yes.
Because they're like, take the shackles off. Well, the shackles
Weren't the problem.
weren't the problem because there's a bracket there. And it
Yeah, the
goes
bracket
out.
on the 2 shackles is
The
touching
two
each other.
shackles. And also,
Right.
we were driving it straight into a light on the back of the trailer, like Misfit. So having the shackle there actually was like full flat instead of having a giant pointy thing right at this light and Pope to like hit the gas on his new V8 and hit that light. We were just trying to get as close as we could, and we're like, but once we closed the gate, we weren't going to get past my tire either. So
Right.
lifting it up is the best option if we want to bring it down.
And I actually think the other suggestion of putting Misfit on last
Yeah,
because he's a lot taller would probably help a lot.
but our problem is my tire.
But the
so
spare
that's why
tire
when
is
I
still
can
there,
get
then you
rid of
lose
the
that extra
spare.
foot of space there. And all that.
But I can always put my spare on Misfit. I
But
don't know.
anyway,
We're still trying to figure it out.
But I actually think part of the thing is our Jeeps measure out to be around 32 feet. And
Okay.
that trailer's 35 feet. And I just don't think it's quite enough trailer.
we had 5 more feet though.
We did have 5 more feet when they were touching each other. Yeah, so
Exactly. I think it's
but,
plenty of room.
but you got to put space in between them.
I know. We had 5 more
So-
feet to work with. We could.
I'm tempted to go 5 feet longer when we go to the Rubicon. I
I
think.
just don't. It's 5 more feet. Like,
I
see,
know.
we practiced with this one, and I feel confident. Now he wants to change the trailer on me, and I want to die.
I feel
But
like
there
that's
would
the
be
story
space.
of your guys' life at this point, though.
Yeah.
I feel like we
Like,
have
we would need to
self-inflicted
put-
ourselves.
we would need to
into
put
crazy-
2 feet of space in front of Misfit. We need to put at least 2 feet in between Gem, and then we still might have it. And
We
math
have
that and
another
math
foot, and we have another foot in the back. If we had 2 foot, 2 foot, and a foot behind Jem,
Yeah.
that's still another 5 feet. We have plenty of space, and we don't have to like learn on another trailer. I mean, not that it would be learning because we figured out how to push the trailer and do all
Yeah,
those things.
it's not
But,
learning enough. We
but
just
I
kind
just
of
feel
got.
cozy with this one. I feel like we can do this now. Like
Yeah.
now that I can get the Jeeps on it. So-
It's a balance of okay, so I have an F350 Super Duty.
Yeah, and that's also weight
And
on
so it's a balance of having the right trailer that you can spread the weight out evenly. That trailer is made to have more than 11,000 pounds, which is what our Jeeps are about. It's made to have way more weight than that on them, and you can spread it out across the trailer deck. That's going to be fine. That's not going to be the issue. And so by adding 5 more feet, you're adding that much more steel to the trailer, and you're adding that much more weight. The truck, on the other hand, has a weight limit that I'm trying to stay under.
Yeah.
Right.
And you want to kind of stay underneath 28,000 pounds or something, I think is what it is, that we're trying to stay under. And you don't want to. So if your trailer weighs like 11,000 pounds and your Jeeps weigh 11 or 12,000 pounds, the math adds up that's going to be fine. But as soon as you start getting your trailer weighing 20,000 pounds, then you don't have any weight left over for your Jeeps.
Yeah.
So that's why we're trying to avoid going straight to the 40-footer.
Yeah, I don't want to go to the 40-footer.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're close enough and you can...
We can make it work.
You do, but you can't. Like, I feel like you have too many at this point, because you wouldn't get rid of the 350. I feel like you just add it to the fleet.
I love the F350.
Really there it is.
I just added Firestone airbags to it, and those add another 5,000 pounds of leveling per bag that you can add to the back of it. So they basically, I run them at 10 pounds all the time and lifts the back up just a little bit. And it actually makes it so cars are less pissed off at me at night because my lights are pointed downward instead of straight at them.
So when are you going to turn the truck into an overlander then? Put a rooftop tent on it? Get yourself all decked out and set up?
It's going to be an ultimate tow rig. That's what its job is.
Yeah. Just the
checking.
stage manager has a job.
But airbags are good for overlanding rigs too, by the way.
Look, as we all know, Eric regularly did things he wasn't supposed to do on that show, okay? All right.
Yep. So that's our story about the trailer.
It was just really fun.
Our bumpers are giant, apparently.
Oh, our bumpers are huge.
What?
What else? Yeah, they
Really?
said bumpers are huge. Like, so many people said that. They're very triggered by the shackles.
But we appreciated all the good comments.
The good comments
were
great.
And the good suggestions of the jack and the wood, the boards, even putting a ramp in the front to help the Gladiator clear it. I can tell people understood the problem we were trying to solve. I can also understand that. I can also tell that like 3% of the people actually have driven a trailer like this or know what this trailer does.
Because every single person who owned that trailer,
because if they own, if they own the trailer, like you mount those up. So like one of my friends sent me a picture. This is how you mount those. I'm like, oh, duh. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. When you point it out to me, it seems like I should have figured that out. but
everybody has to learn once, right?
Right.
Exactly. So it was a fun experience to learn on it. It was fun to watch the comments come in, and we actually turned off comments for a minute. And then when I tried to turn them back on, Instagram said you can't turn them back, or Instagram said you can turn them back on, but they're not letting anybody comment anymore.
Well, and we were just done with. Every time he opened his,
you really didn't want all the comments were the same thing over and over again, and then when they weren't the same thing, they were like, "Oh, look at you, rich people who can't even solve basic problems."
And it's like,
we're like,
thanks.
We're not that rich because I can't afford this trailer or a place to store it.
What is there? There's a meme going around with, "It's not that I'm rich; it's that I'm irresponsible." Here's your land use update for this week. Big news from the Supreme Court that could directly impact off-roading cases across the country. On June 28th, the Supreme Court overturned the Chevron deference doctrine, and for 40 years, Chevron allowed federal agencies like the Forest Service and BLM to interpret ambiguous laws, some leading to decisions like the recent closures in Moab. The court ruled 6-3 that judges must now independently interpret the laws, shifting the power away from the agencies and back to lawmakers. This means politicians can no longer just make broad laws and leave the details to regulatory agencies. The Forest Service and others cannot make unilateral decisions based on their interpretations. For us off-roaders, this could mean more consistent regulations and fewer sudden closures of trails. Of course, it could mean the slowdown and process of adapting regulations to new needs. So while we gain stability in trail access, agencies might be less flexible when it comes to managing those public lands. But stay tuned as we see how this impacts the courts, Congress, and our trails. In a significant victory for the Blue Ribbon Coalition and every off-roader with an Instagram account, the U.S. District Court granted a preliminary injunction against the federal permit and fee requirements recently released for commercial filming on public lands. This ruling allows the BRC and anyone else to continue documenting outdoor activities without financial or bureaucratic burdens. The case gains added relevance following the recent Chevron deference ruling, which limits agency power and emphasizes the need for clear congressional authorization for such regulations. This decision underscores the importance of protecting First Amendment rights and responsible land use. Stay tuned here and we'll update you as more happens with this story. Hey, Trailhead's a crucial update about the San Rafael Swell in southern Utah. The Bureau of Land Management is reviewing a travel management plan for over 1.1 million acres of this beautiful area, and they need our input by July 22nd, 2024. The Swell is renowned for its trails and camping opportunities, many of which trace back to old mining routes. The BLM has proposed several management alternatives, but the one that we need to support is Alternative D, the option that focuses on expanding recreational access. Here's how you can help. First, visit the Blue Ribbon Coalition's website to submit your comments. Share your experiences on the trails that you use or plan to use in the Swell. Stress the importance of keeping these routes open through active management and Alternative D. Before you leave your comment, make sure to check out the interactive maps, identify trails you care about, and include them in your comments. Look out for any routes that might be missing and mention those as well. Last, spread the word. Share this update with friends, family, and fellow off-roaders. The more voices we have, the stronger our impact will be. Visit the Blue Ribbon Coalition at sharetrails.org for more information and to submit your comments. Let's work together to keep the San Rafael Swell open. That's it for updates this week. Let's get back to it. Well, 100% is valid. When I'm going into debt for all this. I know I can't take it with me.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not rich.
where I'm
I'm
at in life.
responsible.
I don't have kids.
Yep.
We both have decent jobs. We're old.
Yeah, we've been established in spots that people would have wasted all their money by now, but we didn't have kids.
Yeah.
Alyssa, I tell this to you, and we tell this to you as now 3 people without kids. It's the bee's knees, if I'm being honest. Like, you get to spend all your money on yourself.
Yep. You don't have to feel bad about playing video games all day because your kid doesn't need to be fed.
No, just your dog, and your dog will be very persistent if he needs to be fed. So yeah,
your dog doesn't let you forget.
Well, and we tried for years and it didn't work for us, and it's great, and we're so happy that we get to just play and have fun. And the other thing is we don't go on vacations, and our poor house has not had any upgrades for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Obviously we put our money into the Jeeps, but they give us such a wonderful sense of community and fun, and we love it and we're addicted to it. And it's horrible because we're a couple doing it. So it's when he says, I need bead locks, and I'm like, you do need bead locks. And
you
it's
do need bead locks, honey.
Terrible.
Yeah.
You do.
Oh shit.
So, and I'm the one who's as soon as he got the engine, I'm like, shoot, should you get an Atlas? We are terrible for each other.
Yep.
But we are not it's really funny. I just think it's really funny. And the things that people said were kind of comical. I went back every day because I had to read them because
some of them were hilarious, and
oh my gosh,
I couldn't stop laughing at some. And people were making the right kind of humor where they're laughing with us, kind of, And those fun. That was fun. But then there was a lot of it was kind of just flat out rude, and I was like, come on.
Yeah, well,
it gets gross after a while. People. It's the
well,
internet.
It's the internet, and I've never had a reel have that many comments. I have one that has 5 million views, and it only had 700 comments.
Right.
And I think if I don't know what would happen if I didn't put the brakes on it, but I decided it was
15.
I'm not desperate for views and comments that bad that that I need to sit there and have people throw shit at me for
exactly.
for views.
Just for the engagement numbers, I don't need it.
Nah. I don't need that. I'll get another reel that'll make people engage and do something funny. It's fine.
It was funny.
There's always another one coming.
People had really creative things to say, though.
Yeah.
They went and it was usually in the comments that were there was group
Groupthink.
Like people
Like
were having
mini
their
group
own
Yeah,
conversations.
people were having
their
own chats
totally
within
having
it,
their
yeah.
own chats, and those were hysterical. I've never laughed so hard in my life. That's why I was sad it took the comments down. Both just didn't want to manage them, or like he had other reels going on, and he's like, I don't even know if anybody's commenting on anything else because all I get is like 75 comments.
Yeah, I had to turn the alerts off on my Instagram because every freaking 2 seconds I was getting a ding on my phone.
The shackles are killing me.
The shackles.
The shackles. The shackles.
They're and someone even said they're not jewelry. And,
I know that's the
and
best.
I'm saying maybe not on your Jeep.
Yeah, I'm
But
sorry, but
But they're functional jewelry. They're like a gold chain. You stick it on there, and then if you need to pull somebody out with your gold chain, you got it.
Well, and we don't take him on the road, so it's. I mean, he takes his to work sometimes, but Jem's like trailer only, really.
I try not to take it to work because then they know when I come and
I
go.
use my shackles every time I'm out on the trail,
Yeah.
and so I like having.
I have
them
yellow
on there,
shackles.
So it's not, and
I
I
have
think
yellow
they're
shackles.
cute.
They're just as strong as the rest of them. Yeah, it's just
Mm-hmm.
people just like to find something to shit on. That's all.
Well, it's a bitch to pull them out of. Everybody's like, put them in your bag. Their equipment. Not and I'm like, well, but the thing is I'm too lazy to find them. Like,
And I'll lose them.
I will lose them. I have them. Like, I probably have 4 shackles underneath my seat. Well, now it's really clean because they removed all of my parts, and they like.
And I might get shit for saying this, but they're not that expensive to replace every few years when they get rusted and old and done. So if I was really ambitious, I would do it. Yeah, I just take the old ones and I throw them in my recovery bag. So that's
Yeah, you keep a couple in your bag. You keep a couple on your Jeep. That way you have enough to go around.
I'm pretty sure I have like
You never
soft
know.
shackles and the winch remotes in my.
I did run
yeah.
only soft shackles on the back of my Jeep once, and I just didn't like how that looked at the end of the day.
Soft
Well,
shackles
but
on
then
the back of your Jeep. I'm kind of with you on that.
I didn't like how it looked. It was there was
dirty,
nothing. They got dirty.
And they get frayed
and the color was perfect color. They were bright green. They were perfect for my truck. It just didn't. They were too big. They looked like little testicle bags hanging off the back of it.
I mean, it's a look. It's not a good look, but it's a look.
It's a look. Yeah,
That's awesome.
No offense to the company that made those; they are great. They're just going in my gear.
Brian,
it's awesome.
Beatrice JKU says, "Pope's old, Randy, you're youthful." I'm all thanks.
Oh, damn, Pope!
Damn,
the shade early on, though.
I mean, look at this Santa Claus beard growing in.
Oh, and then he said the moose knuckle. Yeah, I do like those. Those are sick. Those are really cool. The moose jowl shackles. I think those are awesome. I know a few people who have them, and that's
jowl
so nice,
shackles.
Yeah,
they're
you don't have
cool.
to like unscrew and do all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have no reason to do them off the back of your Jeep.
Yeah,
there you go. Mm-hmm.
Unless the internet whines at you to do so.
Shit. All right.
Pope's
cool.
Funny.
Well, I did not break my Jeep this week either. I had to take it back to the dealership. I think I told you guys that I still think the clock spring is busted.
Yeah, I recall.
And I would like to run this by you and anyone else that wants to chime in. But have you ever heard of a clock spring having to throw a code in order to be broken? Because I feel like you don't need to have a code to know that your clock spring is busted.
No, I don't think so.
All right, I'm calling bullshit on an email I got earlier today. So we'll see how that pans out.
I wonder if you can look up the code for a clock spring. I don't even imagine there is a code for it.
Like I can imagine it might give you a code for the airbag or something like that as a separate code. But the last time that I had the clock spring die and they had to replace it, I had all the symptoms. I didn't have any codes. I definitely didn't have an engine light. So we'll see what I asked them a couple follow-up questions to that. And because I don't think I'm driving without an airbag right now, and I don't like that, especially since I'm going to be driving to Buena Vista in a couple weeks.
Oh,
yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But it's, as much as I love my lifetime Mopar warranty, it is still a warranty. And
I know how to disable your airbag if you'd like.
No. I think it's already disabled, Pope. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying. I want it to work for the highway and to and from. Yeah.
It turns out the same things the drifting community does and the race car community does with their cars to make them not use airbags work in Jeeps on their seats.
I'm not at all surprised by this
Yeah.
information.
So it's the same resistor. You can actually put it in your steering wheel too, and then you don't have your steering wheel. You don't need your airbag.
The
in your steering
opinions
wheel anymore.
of the host or guest on the Trailhead are not necessarily anything that you should follow
Yeah.
as advice.
Right. Well,
Off-road use only.
like, I mean, I'm just waiting for my airbag to come off. I mean, I throw my.
You know,
Jeep
it's
off
actually a
stuff
good
and-
point. We should probably take that out too at this point.
I mean, I want every piece of
Like, you don't-
electronics.
You
out of
don't
my
want
Jeep.
your fucking airbag to go off if you hit something too hard in the front.
Like, and it's not hard to just disable it and take it out. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
and then let me know if you get a code.
Well, that's what the resistors for. 'Cause we don't have
Oh,
codes
okay.
we don't have codes for the ones in the seats either right now. There's no codes on the dash for the seats.
Oh, that's right. You guys got airbags in the seats on those.
Yeah.
Brian Ritchie's listening too. Richie.
Oh,
Well,
hey,
thank you very
Brian.
much.
Other Brian. There's 3 Brians on right now.
There's a lot of Brians.
Really?
There's
We got a lot of
Brians.
Brians. Damn. All right.
A lot
Good.
of Brian going around out here today.
Watching us all in whatever framing. Oh, Alyssa's front and center today. I hope that does
She
not
is.
make you feel
I am.
self-conscious. Yeah, you are
Of course.
currently. Yeah, I know, right? It's you, the crossbones, and Randy. So that works. It's definitely a much better foot forward than most times.
Yeah. It's a lot better than that.
All right. So that's all I've got in terms of updates. Oh, I got something to show you guys. So 15 minutes before we started today, I got these in the mail, and these are our flyers for Buena Vista. So you guys won't be there. You guys are going to be at Jeepers Jamboree. Alyssa,
Right.
if you want to come in for this thing, you're welcome to. But I think registration is closed.
Okay.
But
Thanks a
I got
lot.
some flyers. I know, right? I'm sure I could actually get you in if you wanted to come get the hell out of there. It's going to be. So here's a funny story. I looked up Buena Vista, and if you type in Buena Vista, CO into AccuWeather and assume that you're going to get Buena Vista, Colorado, when you automatically hit enter, you are not. And you might accidentally follow Buena Vista, Colombia for a few days, thinking it's going to be very, very hot. And it is not going to be that hot there. So as it turns out, it's going to be, I thought it was going to be like 90, and it's going to be like 75 and 60 at night. So I'm here for that. It's going to be a nice break after this.
It's a good
So-
surprise, better than the opposite.
Yeah. If you're interested in coming, well, you're welcome to come down. I could use somebody to help me with all the crap I got.
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see here. What else we got? No new reviews this week. I'm not really surprised by that, but again, I moved that back to 30. So when we get to 30, I'll give away the Switch panel and all the extra crap that I got rolling in on that. So yeah, I'm still trying to get some swag partners for that. I'm hoping, I'm actually kind of hoping that after this event that I'll get a chance to talk to some folks and maybe add some stuff to that, especially anybody's trying to get rid of stuff on the last day.
Get some FaceTime with people.
Yeah, I mean it's the thing that I suck at the most, but I know I need to do it, so I'm forcing myself to get out there and get it done. All right. So let's see here. Yeah, and I didn't break anything with the Jeep. I just have the clock spring, and then I've been. Oh, I got another Temu experience. I bought a cooler, a refrigerator / ice cooler. It's been running for 4 days. Hasn't killed my battery, and has been keeping. I got a couple of thermostats in it to kind of keep an eye on the thermostat, make sure it's cooling and not killing my battery. And it was $190 for the largest cooler that I could essentially get. So it's nice. We'll see how it goes after a week. So I have a couple tenders on there, and I've been keeping an eye on it. It's about 0.6 off the top, so it's it's really not doing much damage to it. And then plus I have that solar panel I added to it, and that's turning around and topping it off. So I'm kind of in a neutral place, and I haven't had any issues with it starting, and it's been sitting. I mean, today was 100 degrees and sat in the garage all day, and it started up just fine before I came down here. So it's good. We'll see
Not
how it
bad.
goes. Yeah. And for that, I mean, those things are, and don't get me wrong, if you have the money, and again, here's where we say we're not rich, we're just irresponsible. If you have the money, buy the $600 refrigerator, freezer combo. I don't have that kind of money, so I'll go for the $190 version off of Temu. That's just as good.
How long did that take to get?
That was a local delivery. It only took 4 days.
Wow, they have local deliveries?
For some of the bigger stuff, yeah. I guess they don't want to
Oh.
spend the shipping and ship that all the way over here. So, but
Hmm.
I got a bunch of camping shit from them for this trip because I just had to replace it. Haven't been camping in a year and a half or two, and so I need to get some new stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to spend a ton of money on Coleman. I have enough good gear. Like some of the stuff doesn't need to be the super intense stuff. So it's good.
Hmm.
I haven't been unhappy with anything that I've gotten so far. So I'll let you know if one of those turns out bad. So
Good to know.
all right.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
yeah, Timu, if you're looking for somebody to be to peddle your shit, I'll do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. So what are you using for tenders on that? So you got the solar panel. Do you use anything else to keep it from draining your battery while it's sitting in your garage?
Oh, I don't have to because I have a window in the garage.
Ah.
So the window gives it just enough light to keep it topped off all the time. So it works pretty well. So I mean, again, I'm testing it now, so we'll see if that pans out. But if it's good, I think it's supposed to be 80 or 75 overnight tonight, and then again we get 3 days of this 100-degree temperatures. We'll see if it holds up, but it's been doing perfectly fine. The battery seems to be doing good. I do have the AGM battery on it though, so I do have an upgraded battery on it. I finally did that this last time around. So yeah, I have used other tenders in the past because I have got a couple of vampires in the Jeep, but I don't anymore because of the solar panel. It's a 90 watt. It doesn't. I mean, it's a lot of juice for a solar panel.
Good to know.
Yeah, it'll be enough to charge my Jackery while I'm out on the trail during the day.
Yeah, and then
Mhm.
yeah, that'll work. Yeah, we love our Jackery. We use it for the snow cones.
We use
I was
things
trying to
for
figure out if I
very
wanted to buy one of
useful
those
stuff.
before that. Mm-hmm.
Dude,
I almost
the Snowy
messaged you
Max,
like,
man.
which did you?
The Snowy
what is it?
Max. Snowy Max.
The Snowy Max is a little more expensive.
Okay.
But
That's
it's
all right.
worth paying for. I mean, we've had ours for 3 years.
Mm-hmm. We've taken out on the trails.
And it has fallen out of the back of Misfit. It's like, I mean, this thing has taken a beating and gone. So if you
It was in one of our vehicles when it rolled.
Oh, it was in my vehicle when it rolled.
So
I want to thank you, Randy, by the way. One of the things that I have really focused on in the last couple of months is making sure I have all my shit secure in the Jeep.
Yeah.
So God forbid that something does happen, then it's not going to be stuff rolling around. So
yeah, me too.
Get something like any type of an enclosure that you can find.
Enclosures or just bungee cords. If you can just bungee cord it so it
bungee
doesn't
cords
move.
at the minimum.
Yeah.
And, something like that, yeah, because it broke our floor jack. Like my Pro Eagle floor jack got destroyed from being launched out of the back of Jim. And and
well,
all
to
that
be fair,
stuff.
It's not designed for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's designed for the floor, not for the flight. It's not a flight jack.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we need to get that one. I needed to replace that after that rollover, and if that was secure back there, it would have not had any issues. So, yep.
Right.
I don't know what you guys are using, but figure out something and
use something.
Use something.
There you go.
We use a local company out here, Diabolical. I don't know what you guys have out there, but they're all Next Venture American. What is it? We can't ever say their name because I can't remember. Because Randy says it wrong and then I call it. Then I say it wrong. The one light bright pedals all the time.
Next Venture Motorsports.
Next Venture
Motorsports.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the one with the eagle.
I think they have stuff, but I mean, I'm stoked on my Diabolical stuff. It turned out really nice. It's pretty, and you can get they have them for since you don't have any a cage or anything, but you can get it even blanks and cut everything out and do that stuff around it. So it's really secure. It looks really nice too. And when you close your hitch, it's locked. so you
Oh,
can't
word.
get into it. So it's
Yeah.
closed all the way around because it like hits underneath your door and your door locks. And then when your door locks, it's completely locked and closed. So it's kind of nice.
I'm looking. Who's that company? Decked. Have you seen the stuff they make? The drawers systems that they make.
Yeah.
If they made one that actually fit the back of a JK Custom, like without the seats in, I would buy that because I need it. Back has to stay a certain amount of open because of the dog, and I'm afraid of drop offs and weird spots for him. So it has to take up whatever system I use has to be the whole thing. But that's what I want. I mean, that's a couple of drawers to pull in and out of there would be great.
There's a new
So
company that does drawers, and I can't remember their name right now, but when I think of it, I'll send it to you.
okay, thank you. Yeah.
Do you have like a drawer system in your truck?
No, I don't. Between it's like partly the cost and then partly the weight, and then
that makes
partly
sense.
like
Yeah.
I've been organized enough that I haven't needed it. But no, I don't have it. My friends with Forerunners have like drawer systems and stuff though. But I don't have one. No.
That's my plan on Gem is I'm going to take the back seat out and put in like a
Yeah, sounds like you and
You're gonna
you and
do a rear
JD
seat
want the same
delete.
thing.
yeah.
I'm
I'm going to do the
prepping
rear
for a
seat
rear
delete.
seat delete.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Is that
because
what
then
you're?
I'll have a place
Yeah.
for the dog. Like I'll have like a
Yeah.
dog area on top of it, but then I can have drawers underneath of it. That's what I want back there, and then
Yeah.
the other part. So that's how I want
Yeah.
to do mine because I like that mine's totally enclosed in the back, and then if I did like a platform, then I'd have a place for the dogs with the drawers that go out the passenger
Yeah.
doors.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Yeah, that's what I'm prepping for or wanting to do too. I want to do the rear seat delete more than I want to do the truck bed drawers.
That
But
makes
I also
sense.
have
It's easier
a
access.
company for you then. I'll send you like one or two companies for rear seat, unless you've already picked what you wanted.
Oh, I don't. I haven't picked what I
Yeah.
wanted. I want to know
Oh, okay.
whatever you've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give
Oh,
us
I
all the
thought you
good
were talking
ideas.
to JD. Yeah, it would totally. I've been looking
Oh, sorry.
around and I can't find the right. I can't find the right one that I want. So anything you have,
Okay.
send it to me for sure.
Beards JKU says American Adventure Fab. It's not Next Venture
Labs.
Fab. That sounds
Oh,
I haven't looked
American
at that
Adventure
one.
Lab.
American Adventure Labs, excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always say it weird.
Yeah.
I mix like two different companies.
And I don't know what company we just made up. Maybe that's the new one.
No, Next Venture. I think it's Next Venture Motorsports or something.
Okay, there you go. See, look, the problem is I'm dyslexic, and if I don't know the company really well, I'll just like mix it all together.
Well, there's that, and there's a lot of similar names out there. So, yeah.
Right.
All right. All right. Well, what were we? Back to my list of things to get through. Like we're 45 minutes in. This feels like a normal show. We're 50 minutes in. I'm still getting business done.
Yeah.
Should we get to our Nathan of the week?
Yes, let's do. We have covered a lot this episode, so that's pretty cool.
We have.
fun.
I feel good about it. Like I actually had stuff prepared because I felt like we weren't last week, and of course we had plenty to talk about anyway. All right, let's see here.
But we can just get together and ramble. That's what happens.
I mean, I'm good with it. It's easier for me. Is this gonna play, or are you gonna just act like it?
God, you're more annoying than a creative voicemail message.
Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beat.
Joe is on a vacation far away.
Yo, 148, 3 to the 3 to the 6 to the 9, representing the ABQ.
Oh, shit.
Howdy. Calling in. Something I've been working on here for the Gladiator for a while now was a mount for a set of trail mirrors that I picked up a while back. I broke my factory mirror on a tree a couple times. And I got a nice set of trail mirrors that mount to the cow, and you can take them on and off real easy with a thumb screw. And I was working on a plate to actually fill the factory mounting spot on the door, because I wanted to be able to move the mirrors basically from the door to the cow back and forth, depending on if I was running doors, tube doors, no doors, whatever the situation may be. And I was surprised that nobody that I could find made any type of mirror or even filler plate for the JL or the JT. So just kind of just worked on that, putzing around with some pieces of metal and some stuff in my spare time. Picked up a JK set and I kind of modified it, and it works a little bit. But I actually got excited just earlier this week. I found a set on Amazon I picked up that actually is a set of mirrors that utilizes that factory mounting hole on the door of the JTJL. So got those on this week. I actually really like the way it works. They got a couple positions where they move at. There's like 3 different joints. So they seem to be pretty decent and flexible enough that if I drag them on a tree, they shouldn't break, and then I can also easily move them out of the way too as I see the trees coming. So excited about that setup there. And then just wanted to give you a preemptive heads up for next week's podcast. Might not get my normal call in. Just wanted to remind you in case you forgot, since you approved my PTO for next week. I'll be on a houseboat in the middle of
I
nowhere.
got no
so
PTO
hoping the
request.
self-service is non-existent. It sounds like it is. So might miss you next week, but either way, I'll catch up with the podcast when I get back into town. I should be tuning in later tonight, so I'll catch you all later.
Wait, he's got one more too, guys.
Hey, it's me again. Told that whole story about my mirrors and realized I forgot to get to the point and actually ask the question I had for you. And that was about any like obscure part or something for your vehicle that you kind of had an idea you wanted and you were surprised nobody actually made it and you were kind of working on fabricating it yourself. So that was my question for the week. Would you guys have to kind of, do it yourself on because there wasn't anybody out there in the market that actually provided for you? All right, thanks.
You're so cute. You think we actually do something ourselves.
Like, I don't know. I thought we've been pretty clear that we're not fabricators here, but I mean,
I'm totally kidding. No, I love that question
No.
though, and I'm kind of like
I want to know what the Amazon thing was.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's like I like that idea.
We
having
need
a
it.
different mirror because
Both of
I was
us.
like sitting here thinking,
Oh wait, you don't have that mount A-pillar thing anymore. Oh, we can just get some cage mirror now.
yeah, I can get. I've got. I don't even need to worry about mirrors anymore. I was like.
Yeah,
when I was using my actual doors, but I don't know if my doors will go on at some point.
Yeah, so I on his question, man, I tried when we first started doing this, like, oh yeah, we could be cool, we can make stuff. We can't.
No.
Like the only things that I've really tried to make were some mounts for my rock lights that no one else had anything for it that would fit in the fenders without using the factory fender liners. Because I'd switched to the Skull Crusher fender liners way early on. So none of the stuff that I had worked really the way I wanted it to. Magnet stuff wasn't out yet. That's cool. That actually is still part of your Jeep. That might work.
Yeah, it's on you. It's just it's using the 2 existing A-pillar screws for the JK here.
Yeah. Huh. I wonder, like, if they have one
There's a
for
lot
the
of this out there.
JTJL. Yeah, if they have the JTJL version of that would be rad.
It does not think I have a JT. Sorry, guys.
Doors are for overlanders.
Yeah, that's what Brian said.
Oh, no,
doors are
that's
for
just-
overlanders. Yeah. No, and I agree. I don't know if my doors will ever go back on, to be honest with you. Like, I really just I don't think my top will ever go back on either. I think I'll just, like, invest in heated jackets.
You may as well. Like, as long, you don't really have to worry about it being street legal, though, to have your mirrors, unless you're finding that they're helpful while you're on the trail.
I like my mirrors. My mirrors are tiny.
Yeah, Randy actually has just large blind spot mirrors
Yeah.
for her mirrors. And it's actually kind of cool because she can see what's down on her below her tire. Like, she can actually see around what's going around all the way around the Jeep. The objects in the mirror look farther than they really are.
Yeah. But I can see my back tires, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. She can see the back tire. She can see what rock is doing. And
yeah. So I have like the 4-inch blind spot mirrors for like semi trucks.
Oh, I have those too. Yeah, I have those on my mirrors, on top of my mirrors. Yeah, because I just can't see.
hers
And
are just
I hate turning my head.
They're the whole bottom of like when you have if you picture like a semi truck has the big long rectangle mirror, and then they have the round one on the bottom that's the blind spot mirror. It's just one of those.
Beatrice JKU says doors are for overlanders, and then says it helps with loading on a trailer. That's
It
amazing.
does help with loading on the trailer. Mirrors are your friend.
Black Bear is open. I don't want to talk about Black Bear being open. I really don't care.
Why?
It falls into the category. Like, I've been to some really impressive places, and I've been to some really impressive places in the San Juans. But that whole area is it's overrated. Like, it's very pretty, but there are lots of places in Colorado where you can kind of get those kind of beautiful views without the crowds and the people. And as much as I kind of want to do Black Bear Pass, just kind of check it off that list, be like, yeah, I did it once. I just, all of the consternation about whether or not it was going to open last year or not, and then
I was just going to say, last year, like, we did like a whole episode or two about how it wasn't open.
Yeah, and I didn't want to talk about it then either, but I felt like we had to. I mean, I get that that's, it's kind of an iconic trail and stuff like that, but it's just, there is part of it. It's just like, we spend a lot of time and cycles as a community talking about it, and it's not the only thing that's out there. There's a lot more cool shit out there. Check it out. So anyway,
I still want to do Black Bear Pass someday, though.
I do too.
What is
I
it?
just want to
though?
go
Is
on
it
a
like
Tuesday.
Is it like a dirt road?
Yeah, it's a dirt road on. It's a shelf. It's the switchbacks that everybody like talks about, but just don't sound fun to me. I hate drop offs.
My understanding is it's kind of a rocky, kind of a regular Colorado trail up into the place where it turns into one way, where you're essentially going down into Telluride. And then it's just the switchbacks. And there's one section where it's just kind of some rocky steps where you feel very exposed because you're on a shelf road. And it's kind of, there's sketchier stuff out there. And so
if you disagree with JD, our phone number is
His phone number is 719-408-0132. Feel free to call and tell me how I suck and that I'm wrong about Black Bear Pass being overrated.
Brian says Half Moon Gulch is amazing. Have you done
There you go.
Half
See?
Moon Gulch?
I have not, but it is on my list. And actually, I was making some plans earlier this year, and it was one of those ones that was on the list that we were possibly going to do. But he's since bailed on me, and I'm going to Trail Hero instead.
Hell yeah!
Oh, fun! Trail Heroes.
Yeah, yeah, I'm good with it. I'm trying, like I said earlier, I'm going to try to do some more wheeling into the winter in the off season of Colorado by just driving west and spending 3 days there and then coming home.
I'm excited to see Brian's new build at Trail Hero.
Oh, with his new cage?
His new cage coming. I
just saw it. Didn't I just see he's naked right now? Yep.
Yeah.
This naked top off, like, I feel like we're going to have to flag this episode for inappropriateness no matter what.
I don't even think we've said fuck very much yet.
We have not said fuck, but we haven't gotten any kind of a news yet thing either. So
Oh, we're not to the news yet.
No, but we're almost there. That's all I got for business and catch up. I wanted to mention real fast that the San Rafael Swell comment period is open for another 10 days. So get a comment in.
And July 22nd.
July 22nd. And then this one is close to home, but we had 75. The Forest Service here announced that in the last month they had 77 unattended fires that they had to account for in the forest just here by me. I can attest to that. I spent 3 gallons of water putting somebody's out on my way home from the trail the other day. So
wow.
Put your fires out. Just put your fires out. I don't understand why it's such a fucking ask.
And then you can't drive on the trails if they're on fire.
Exactly. You can't. And we have a problem here where we had a couple fires a couple years ago, and they said, oh, the trails are closed now because the fire, while we get things taken care of, and we'll open them again someday. And then now a couple years later, they're closing more trails from full size, restricting them to ATV trails, or closing them outright, saying that they're more damaged and they don't have the resources to fix them, even though they have volunteers to do it. So if you love your trails, one of the best ways is to keep them from being on fire. So, okay. Anyway, do you want to do this news story?
Yeah, let's see. It's time for the fucking news.
It's time for the fucking news of fucking Pope because he's a fucking fuck. I just
Time
definitely
for the
got our
Pope to
flag
read
there.
the news. Wait, we got the fucking Pope? Sorry, Trailheads. I'm now told it's just a guy named Pope reading the news.
Oh, this was an interesting story that we found this week.
Yeah, you sent this one in.
Yes, a new Jeep 4xe recall. The National Highway Transportation Safety Agency, I was going to say, isn't it administration? NHTSA?
Probably.
Anyway,
probably.
If it might be, it's an agency of administration. And they have launched a recall investigation into 94,000 Jeep Wrangler vehicles due to reports of engine failure. Loss of motive movement or something the guy was saying on there. Anyway. Yeah. This follows dozens of complaints concerning Jeep Wrangler models not covered by the previous recall in 2022. Back in November 2022, NHTSA recalled over 63,000 Jeep Wrangler 4xe vehicles from the 2021 and 2023 model years. Warning about potential engine power loss while driving, Jeep issued a software update to address the issue, but the complaints continue to roll in. The current investigation aims to assess the severity of this defect and evaluate the effectiveness of the previous remedy. The new investigation covers 94,275 Jeep Wrangler 4xe models, or just a few less children than the Man with 1,000 Kids has, from 2021 to 2024 model years.
It's the most random reference.
We should talk about that one another day.
Oh, boy.
Including these initially recalled in 2022, NHTSA's goal is to determine the extent of the problem and ensure everybody is properly addressed. For Jeep owners, this means staying tuned for further updates, and I hope your car doesn't stop moving while you're driving.
Like that's a big one. Like I'm pretty forgiving, but if it just stops going,
we so have to do this next story. But oh my god, this is funny.
Oh no, we're not doing.
Actually, we are not going to do this story.
Nope.
Are we skipping that story? We're going to talk about it offline. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, we can talk about it offline.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
But Randy has a
hell no. Like a hell
just
no
skip
with
it then.
Like another yes.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. Duly noted.
With a giant exclamation point. No.
Yeah.
I bet there's something. Okay. Anyway.
There is definitely something there.
94,000 Jeeps.
94,000 Jeeps. That's a lot.
I mean, it's what they're being recalled for. Is like we've seen plenty of recalls like that are that big, but that's just well. And this isn't a recall, I guess. This is an investigation, quote unquote.
Yeah,
it's about a recall. But I remember when this story came out, and I'm hesitant whenever they say that there's a software update that needs that for that kind of a thing. Like,
right. JD, don't you do something software or IT related for your day job?
100%, and I don't believe them when they tell me they've patched it either.
Yeah, and you probably are well aware that the culture of releasing software is you never get it done before you release it. You release it with known bugs that are going to impact people, and you try to measure how bad. And my point is, and this is the reason why Tesla has so many problems right now as well, because Tesla is a software company. Elon Musk said it himself. They're not a car company.
Yep.
You cannot apply that level of quality to cars. You have to get it all the way done. You have to get it right the first time. It's too important for safety. You can't half-ass it like we do in the software field. And I hate it because I came from quality before I was into what I do now. And I just absolutely despise that I'm shipping something. I know that customer is going to run into it, and I couldn't convince the project manager that it was worth fixing it. And then we spend an eternity fixing the shit that we released when it was 80% done.
until somebody says until some executive says we're not spending any more money to fix the software that we told you that you told us was bad in the first place. So
right.
It's it's part of a larger culture where they just releasing this stuff before it's ready to go, saying we'll fix it later, we'll fix it in the field, and I think it's it's dangerous.
And I mean, most of the stuff that we work on doesn't really have that level of urgency.
No, I do cable TV. It's really
cybersecurity is a little more important. But if you're like your regular app, like Instagram, they can get away with putting their shit out 80% done all day long. No one's even going to notice. But when your car stops moving, that kind of becomes a problem.
Oh, I had a conversation with the dealership when I was having it go into limp mode on the highway, and I told him, like, if I'm doing 75 miles an hour on the highway and it suddenly decides to go into limp mode, I'm dropping into 35 miles an hour. Like, no, people behind me don't see brake lights. Like, so that loss of power, and he didn't, because I had never even thought about that. I'm like, dude, that's a safety issue.
It's a very bad safety issue, yeah.
You got to have power. You have to at least have power for the driver to make a mistake. Like, if the driver makes a mistake, fine. But if the driver's just driving along and suddenly has no gas or no, power when he goes to hit the gas,
it's
power? Bad.
Like
and,
no brake
and
lights?
like terrifies me, like, because if I had one of these and I was in the fast lane or in the middle lane on the highway, and then all of a sudden lost power and I had to hurry up and get over in the middle of rush hour traffic where everyone's still trying to drive 70. Like, you'd have steering, but you'd have a hard time getting over without getting smashed.
You might not have power steering if you lost all your engine power.
Yeah, if you lost all of your engine power, you probably don't have power steering. It wouldn't be easy to get over, and you wouldn't probably be able to.
Yeah, potential engine shutdown that would result in the loss of all power, some motive power. So yeah, it would essentially just die while they're driving, and that'd be terrifying. Like, you might hit a brake, but I wonder if you'd have brake lights. Like, if you hit the brakes, like if you'd even, oof. So, so I hope if you have a 4XE that you manage to get it taken care of under a recall. And if not, I guess they'll investigate and find out for you.
Yep.
They're being recalled for too many Karens driving them.
They were starting on fire. That was happening before. And
they were starting on fire.
They've been losing power. Yeah. It's a great software program they got going there.
Yeah, here's the Teslas at least seem to have at least a number of software engineers working on it. My concern is, companies like Jeep that haven't been able to get the basics of a Jeep right for so long, working on software. Like, that's a level of, I'm not.
And then they probably laid off
trust in them.
They probably laid off the bottom third of their software engineering team recently. So the top 2/3 is working even harder, making even more mistakes.
And the middle is just pissed that they have to work at all. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. That's an interesting one. We'll keep an eye on that one. Those kinds of investigations typically take years, so I doubt we will hear anything back on that this year. Maybe next year. I guess we'll see if more 4XEs start lighting on fire or find themselves in traffic.
Yeah.
Well, did you hear about that? Did we talk about it last week? The self-driving car that drove into traffic.
Oh, the Waymo. Did you guys see that?
Think we talked about. Oh, I think we did. We sent it in the group, I think.
Yeah,
but I did see that.
I don't know if we talked about it on here.
It was a cop.
The cop had to pull over the self-driving car
because it drove into into incoming traffic. It was a whatever lane or whatever. But yeah, I don't think computers should be driving. It was construction. That was the word I was looking for. But yeah, I don't think computers should be driving cars quite yet.
Yeah, and if you're thinking that, you need to up your quality standards to where it's 5 nines of reliability, not 4 8s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or yeah. You've got to up the quality levels. It's just important. It's too important. You can't just half-ass this shit and release it early just because you've got venture capital money. Fuck you.
Well, I think Right. And I think my concern is like, and we all know what happens, like, and we talked about it before, like people get the Rubicon model Jeep, right? And it does more than the original model can do. And so they go out there and they think they can do a little bit harder than they could before. And all of a sudden these companies start offering, oh, now on, certain off-road trails, you can have the AI drive for you. And I that's my concern, is that one of those cars is going to turn into me on an off-road trail on the shelf road. And I'm just going to be like, what the hell is this?
It's gonna drive someone off a cliff.
It's gonna drive
Like-
somebody off a cliff.
Like you can't afford to have it be 80% accurate when you're on the cliffside.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would never let. I hate you driving me, let alone driving me. Seriously, I only like me driving off road. Like, there is no way.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Those
Brian
Waymo cars.
says Josh and Christine have a 4xe, and I'm like, yes, and he has, and he's launched it up a hill. Like he's launched it into
His is one of the ones that not stopped currently.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not currently stopped. Has he had to have that recalled? Like, has he have to take it in there for the software?
I think he's taken it in for the other recall, but not because it actually had any issues. It's just getting it.
He's the guy to go get everything fixed.
Yeah, as soon as that recall's available, he'll get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, you may as well. It's something they're going to do for you.
You can count on Josh not to have his shit be in bad shape when he's out on the trail.
I feel like that's kind of Josh's. That's how Josh rolls when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to showing you that video. All right. All right, let's see here. I'll move that over here.
Here, I took a scoop toy so I could tell you. Those Waymo cars are like all over the Phoenix area, and there's so many, like, I don't want to say there's so many accidents. There's so many incidents with them. They're just so common now. They don't make the news as often. Like that one with the cop pulling it over.
Really?
That was just like another thing. Like the video.
And they just like keep letting them do that, and they're good. They're good with it.
I mean, they say they're working on it, but they haven't pulled them off our streets. They're still out there.
Crazy. Like, it was so funny listening.
Like, if one drives up the wrong direction, that means another one can. So
yeah,
I don't know how old that video is either. I mean, that video could have been a year old. It could have been recent. Oh, was it really?
It made it on our news also.
That one made it on your news?
Yeah, it was like last week or 2 weeks ago or something. I don't want to say like the oncoming incidents are every day, but there's always something weird. Like they're always turning into the wrong parking lot or they're like stopping randomly, not like in a street. Like, I don't know. They're just weird. Okay, but
please don't use the regular traffic as your damn beta test.
Like for real. I don't need that. I don't need the. If it happens to me, I'm going to be so pissed. But I don't think I live in an area where they would allow that to just be them to be just testing here. So it must be that Waymo's like either the council, local city council there did, they must have done something to let them do that there. All right.
I mean, it's a cool concept, but I just don't really think if it's not stable or if it's not going to make better decisions than a human being is, then it shouldn't be on the street.
Yeah. 100%. Or at least on par with a human. Like I've known some pretty stupid people. I have never seen someone drive into oncoming traffic in my entire life.
I miss my turn a lot.
Yeah, but that's just because we're old.
Pretty much.
At least that's what I want to blame it on.
Unfortunately, wrong way driver. Oh, Jesus. We have a lot of wrong way drivers as well. It's usually at nighttime.
So
and it's because
it's
they
doing
get
what it's learned.
No,
maybe
it's just acting like everybody else around it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, those have kind of stopped making the news too. They only make the news like if someone gets hit. But if you talk to like officers out here or like firemen or whatever, they're like, yeah, there's wrong way drivers like a few times a night. And I don't know, like, I guess I kind of get how with our freeways, but at the same time, like our freeway system is the same anywhere you go. Like you're like on ramp and your off ramp. Like, oh, I don't know.
I've driven through Arizona a couple times. I don't feel like I've ever been
It's not.
confused by your on and off ramp system. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We
guess
have
like
a
if you're
similar
drunk
thing. They
enough.
started putting up big blinking wrong way signs to let you know you're going the wrong way. And I think a lot of the people are like, I think a lot of the old people drive past them like they don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going the wrong way. They don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good Lord. All right. Whew. Okay. All right. Well, let's share a couple of videos and then we'll get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's see some fails.
Well, first things first, I want to share the one that I shared earlier. And this is just because it's 100 degrees everywhere. Let's see here. And I think we shared the other thing. Did we share this one?
Hold between your legs while driving around on a hot summer day. This one-of-a-kind breezy upgrade device will magnetically snap onto your car's vent and features our directional head that easily...
Here's what I love about all of these ads is that I'm actually kind of surprised that this didn't start by this young child is disrupting the air conditioning industry with this new invention, because that is what I believe all of the current ads are saying these days. But that's pretty awesome. I'd buy one of those for the JK if they had it. And I think we've talked about it before. Have we talked about it before on the show?
No, I think only in the group chat. I don't think we've actually talked about it on this show.
Well, okay. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I want one.
I think it's fun.
I want one too.
I'm looking it up to see if I can find one for the JK. I'll get
jewel
back to you on
cooler.
that. The jewel cooler. So all right.
I mean, you can use them for other parts like your bra. You can put them in your pants.
What I'm saying is that it's meant for the undercarriage essentially.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's the upper undercarriage or the lower undercarriage.
It's good for airing out.
This video gives me agita. I'm going to go ahead and say that right out the gate. See, I didn't listen to the audio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop it. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Reverse.
I think it's a fail so bad. Like,
Stop it. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, all right. The audio's off now. Yeah.
Okay. Without being Instagram troll, it's a fail.
It's a fail. I think it's a win because he walked away.
It's an accidental win. That guy didn't have anything to do with him winning on that.
No, that should have been. That should have been.
He should have
gotten
told no for. Yeah, I feel like that's a light bars versus locker situation.
Right, and Angry Grill too.
Oh yeah, I didn't even. I'm so tuned out to those. I didn't even see it.
Well, like we wheel with a few people that have Angry Grills or something similar that actually know how to wheel, but it's more often than not, it's a pretty good indicator that everything else is going to go kind of like that.
Yeah, there are exceptions.
There's lots of exceptions.
Dom has the Angry Grill, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, Dom has an Angry Grill.
Dom doesn't end up like that.
No, I don't feel like he's got situations where he's ended up barely. All right, here's the one where I thought it was you, and then only because it was, and then I realized the stinger was not you. So
yeah, this has been going around for a couple of years.
So Pope's an
been going
idiot,
around
but
for a
he's
while.
not that big of an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy didn't know what the heck he was doing.
he didn't, and actually, I think he popped a tire there. I didn't notice that before, but
there's something. It's a race, and there was something.
Yeah, there is a race going on. You're trying to beat a time here, but that isn't the right setup for that. Those are fuel covert wheels. They were not bead locks, and it wouldn't have mattered if they were, because the way he hit that rock, it was going to pop that tire anyway.
Right. I think the air you see there is the air coming out of his tire.
Yeah,
like that dust is just the air just ejecting from his tire.
That was you. That's such a compliment.
I love you, Pope. I saw the great gladiator. And I was like, that's got to be Pope. But yeah, I've seen this video before.
Yeah, so that I started to follow that guy when it originally came out, and he got a lot of hate, and he was doing some like rebuttal video type things. And but then he kind of stopped posting on Instagram. He didn't keep doing it. I don't know if he still has the truck or not, but
it's funny.
Ugh.
Yeah, that poor guy.
I mean, he probably got to the place where you got with that video. He's just like, I'm tired of the comments. And he's like, I'm
Pretty
done
much.
with Instagram.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, we only lasted like 24 or 48 hours.
48 hours, and Randy wanted to bail out after 24. And
I
I'm
was
like,
like-
I want to see where this goes. I'm like, we've never had one with this many comments, and now I'm like, nah,
It's
that's
not
enough.
worth it. Mm-hmm. All right. This one also made me think of you, but for entirely different reasons. I don't think we need audio for it.
Ooh.
Did you guys see that?
Oh, why did it cut out? Does he hit the car? Does he not
No,
hit the
look
car?
at his wheel.
I can't see.
Okay, his wheel is sideways. It looks like his axle broke, and his driver's wheel just as Dom and Knight said,
Oh.
his driver's side wheel has left the chat.
Isn't that a?
Looks like he broke
It's a
his
Ram,
ankle.
isn't it?
It's a GMC.
Oh, it's a GMC.
Looks like they're filming a commercial or something.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what kind. That must be an IFS.
Probably. But either way, I think your vehicle's too busy or too like those things are too big to be doing that kind of rally type racing on. Like they're going a good speed, they're a good clip there.
You can make them to do that, but they don't. Like you could.
Like the Raptors can, but
yeah, the Raptors can do that, and they're an IFS also. This must be like their 1500 version or whatever they call their truck.
Solid axles. Should be a GM commercial. All the comments in here are amazing.
Yeah, I love looking at the comments for these things. I actually underappreciated comments until recently. And now if I find a funny video, I spend a few minutes.
Here's the person. It was a stock GMC. He was screwing around.
Yeah, stock GMC. That would be your tie rod breaking.
Yep.
Crunch.
There it goes. Yep. That's awesome. All right.
That shit's hard to drive like that. That happened in my F-150 that I had. I had one of the first years of the IFS, and I was Baja on it, and it did that.
And so it begun. Yeah,
I was an early adopter of the IFS broken tie rod while off-roading.
All right. Last one. And this isn't really a fail. It just made me laugh.
If you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. When you get knocked down, you gotta get back up. I ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I know enough to know. If you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. I lit my brain with rot gut whiskey.
I'll
It's
tell
only
you.
a little bit smaller than a flat fender Jeep we see on the trail.
I mean, those older Jeeps are a lot smaller than the newer ones. So, yeah. I can't tell if this is an all electric or if this has been modified. It kind of looks like it's got a modified suspension to it, but I also know that somebody made these. Yeah. Somebody was making these for like a couple $1,000.
Wow, mini.
Fun. Hey.
That looks great. And that's the same thing that the guys do in the flat fenders too. Is they jump out when it starts getting sketchy,
and then get through the boot scoot to try to get it going forward.
That
it's
looks
just
like
amazing.
a good time.
It does look like fun, doesn't it?
I'd buy one of those. If I had any disposable cash, which as we've talked about tonight, I don't have any disposable cash.
Mm-mm.
All right. Let's get the hell out of here, guys.
All right, guys.
Last set of things. Anybody? You guys are going to Jeepers Jamboree. Are you guys going to be on next week?
We'll be on next week. The week after, probably we will not.
Okay.
Something like
Sounds
that.
good.
I think that's right. Yep.
We'll work that out to make sure we're all on the same schedule. Maybe we'll skip a week and I'll air an interview episode.
We're leaving on the 22nd for Jeepers Jamboree, so then
So it'll be the next week. Okay, yeah. Then we might take that week off when I come back. That'll be a lot easier because I've packed it in the week of the 21st through the 27th. So to that end, if you are in the Buena Vista area for Colorado, feel free to stop by and see me. Wednesday, the 24th of July, I'll be at the All for Fun vendor show. And we'll be. I think we're going to be in the main tent. Looks like, and we'll be recording the show. So if you would like to talk on the air, come by and we'll get you set up and get you recorded.
Not
Alyssa, you
Buena
don't have any
Vista,
events coming
Colombia.
up. Not Buena Vista, Colombia. I will not be in Buena Vista, Colombia. I don't want to be in Buena Vista, Colombia. It looked really, really warm. Warmer than this. Alyssa, you're not doing anything special this week, right? You're just trying to keep from bursting into flames, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Not this weekend. Just surviving.
That's enough. Just survive. Just stay cool.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, if you got any drink left, let's do that and get the hell out of here.
Final shot.
Final shot. I'm gonna. I have more, but I'm finishing off what's in the cup. All right. So we'll see you guys next time at the Trailhead. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good night.
Good night. Yeah.
So
it's nice. I don't need flat ground or anything.
And
that's
also one
that's
of
an
the
option.
things that the people who listen to us are going to learn just now is around the back way, not the back way of there's like, if you go just outside of off the highway, there's like a way back on a back way in that's all through BLM land, has a bunch of campsites.
Oh yeah, you could totally
that's not where most of the people are going to be. Most of the people will be trying to crowd into Sand Hollow State Park and camp inside the state park. But if you don't try to stay within the state park and you kind of go outside, and there's a lot of camping outside there.
Yeah,
it's a Zion area, so you can kind of pick and choose.
Okay.
But just like right outside of town, or like right outside of town, right outside the state park, there's like a back way in that goes in through Fault Line is the trail. This is how we went in that way. There's a lot of stuff over there.
It's always a back door to these parks. That's what I'm finding out.
Right.
Yeah, and I encourage you to use the front door if you can. But
at least pay the fee on your way out.
Well, I think if you're going to be there, I think pay the fee at their thing, but get the pass for the week and then go in the back way whenever you feel like it.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
I think it's really important to support the local community that you're in, and
a lot of our friends that live down, all of our friends that live down there have the annual passes. And so they'll buy those in January and they'll just use them all year long to go in the front door.
I thought we bought them this year.
We didn't buy them this year because we were there, but we were in a hurry every time we drove past the gate because we're in the line to get in with everybody else. And we're like, whatever.
And it's yearly, because you have to buy it in January and then it lasts all year. And so we're usually there in January, so it's perfect.
Yep. Colorado just includes it as part of your license plate now.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
Yeah, you can opt out of it, but it's they just add $25 or something to your plate renewal. It's not that bad.
That's not bad at all. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So
yeah. Well, that's neat.
Cool. All right. Well,